the International AIDS Conference convened in Africa for the first time. The need there was great. Wealthy countries were holding on to life-saving drugs while millions of people in Africa died. To address this, AHF started one of the very first free treatment programs in the developing world, and by 2005 had expanded to 30 countries and launched its 1 Million Lives in Care campaign. When needed, AHF is there.
Here's why doctors, nurses, and patients
urge you to vote no on Prop 29.
29 would shut down dialysis clinics,
risking my life
and the lives of 80,000 other dialysis patients.
Please
vote no
on 29.
Right now at 3, carjacked and killed in the middle of a high-speed police chase. Now the family of an innocent man is demanding a new investigation.
Was that from your heart?
Everyone has a right to perspective, and I was expressing.
Kevin De Leon talks to NBC4's Conan Nolan about that now infamous recording, what he meant, why he said those things, and why he just won't quit. And the East LA Classic has a new address this year, the Coliseum. We are live with the countdown to the big game and the rivalry that's bringing communities together to cheer.
The NBC4 News at 3 starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Happy Friday. I'm Kathy Vara. Well, the family of a man who was killed in a carjacking in the middle of a high-speed chase has now asked the California Attorney General to look into the case. 63-year-old Larry Walker died last Thursday after he was dragged 2 miles when the car he was in was stolen by a murder suspect. That suspect was also being chased by police. NBC4's Alex Rozier joining us live now from Inglewood with more on the family's frustration. Alex.
Yeah, Kathy, the family wants changes to the laws around police pursuits because they believe that Larry Walker is only dead due to negligence by the Los Angeles Police Department. They believe this chase should have never happened at all. I want to tell you how this complex story played out here. It was last Thursday when LAPD spotted a murder suspect just north of Inglewood. That suspect, Joshua Renault, eventually got in a car and the driver took off, but that driver later crashed. So Renault stole Larry Walker's car, and Walker got tied up in the seatbelt and was dragged for 2 miles to his death. Eventually, the suspect crashed too and will be in jail after a stay in the hospital. But Larry Walker's family is heartbroken and furious. They say if police spotted the murder suspect before the chase, it should have never happened.
I want to know why you guys haven't taken the necessary steps into apprehending this individual. If you guys had a warrant to arrest him and you knew that he was at the house, why not serve the warrant at the home? If you guys suspected that he would get in a vehicle and flee, why not block off the streets? Why allow this man to go back into society to harm? It didn't have to be my father. It could have been anyone, and I would have been just as outraged because you guys were negligent. It was.
63-year-old Larry Walker was a husband and father of 3. His family said he was a person who was devoted to helping others. He worked with people with disabilities since he was a teenager. They say Larry was the best husband, dad. He was a diehard Lakers fan, Rams fan too, and they sure are missing him today. We're actually live today outside of one of his businesses in Inglewood, a business that his family will now take over, but they sure want this investigation from the Attorney General as they want changes regarding the laws around police pursuits. Reporting live in Inglewood, I'm Alex Rozier, NBC4 News.
Thank you, Alex. Turning now to the LA City Council scandal and the first meeting since embattled council member Kevin De Leon said he would not resign over that leaked conversation that included racist remarks. The council met virtually once again due to COVID exposure among its members. Curran Price was nominated to serve as the president pro tem, the second in command. De Leon asked Council President Paul Krikorian that he be excused from attending council meetings so that he can focus on the healing process. Krikorian once again called for him and Gil Cedillo to step down. Well, at Universal City in our studios talking to NBC4's Conan Nolan. This afternoon, Conan asked De Leon how he plans to engage with fellow council members moving forward and if he meant what he said in that leaked conversation.
Was that from your heart?
Everyone has a right to perspective, and I was expressing a sense of frustration that when it comes to issues of housekeepers, hotel workers, janitors, the valet workers out there, that there's not that same passion to represent them and have their voice heard too. I should have stated it in a very different way, but that was a sense of frustration that came deep from my heart.
and you want to engage with your colleagues on the council, what if they say, we don't want to engage with you? We don't want to be in the same room. We don't want to talk to you. We will if you leave. That's it. What happens then?
Well, right now, I have to regain their trust. I have to regain their trust. I can't predict what the future will be like right now. I have to do the hard work right now, Conan, and regain their trust.
So what would it take to get De Leon's resignation, and how should the city move forward with redistricting? Conan will have some of those answers coming up on the NBC4 News today at 4. And you can watch the entire interview this Sunday on News Conference at 9 a.m. right here on NBC4, right after Meet the Press. Well, the House January 6th committee today formally subpoenaed former President Donald Trump, who lawmakers say personally orchestrated a multi-part effort to overturn the results of the 2020 election. The subpoena calls for the former president to testify November 14th after the midterm elections, while requested documents, however, are due by November 4th. Trump could challenge the subpoena, and any challenge would likely allow him to run out the clock on the subpoena, which expires at the end of the congressional term in January. Meanwhile, long-term Trump ally Steve Bannon was sentenced today to 4 months behind bars and fined $6,500 for defying a subpoena from that same House committee. Prosecutors had asked for 6 months, saying Bannon was not above the law. The judge will allow Bannon to stay free pending an appeal. Turning now to our weather. We're heading into the weekend now, so we want to look live outside. This is from our Malibu camera. Meteorologist Shauna Mendiola here with a sneak peek at the first alert forecast. It's feeling cooler.
Feeling nice out there, Kathy. Okay, fall-like weather's coming back. I do want to give you a brief update of today's forecast. It's going to cool down fast tonight, so enjoy that sunshine and the cooler temperatures out there. We still have clear skies, but look to the north. We've